Gorillas are often imagined as the ultimate forest powerhouse, broad-chested, impossibly strong, and, yeah, terrifyingly quick when they decide to be. Yet, even the mightiest of primates exists within an ecosystem crowded with other specialists, animals built for bulk, speed, tusks, horns, packs, or ambush, each optimized by evolution for a different kind of violence. This script explores 6 animals that, under realistic conditions, could defeat an adult gorilla. It does not glorify violence but seeks to understand comparative anatomy, behavior, and ecology, how weight, weaponry, habitat, and social coordination can turn the tables on a creature built primarily for dominance within its own social group, rather than for fighting megafauna. I'll describe each contender, explain the likely scenario, and contrast the gorilla's strengths and weaknesses so you can picture how such an encounter could realistically unfold. The African elephant is an almost absurd mismatch on paper, standing several meters tall at the shoulder, weighing multiple tons, carrying enormous tusks and a trunk that functions like both a precise tool and a battering ram. A silverback gorilla is formidable among primates, but an elephant simply outweighs and outsizes it by an order of magnitude. If a gorilla were to come between an elephant and its calf, or provoke an angry bull during musth, the elephant's response would likely be decisive. Elephants use their mass to crush and displace, their tusks to gore, and their trunks to fling or toss adversaries. Just a single well-placed charge, stomp, or toss could, instantly incapacitate a gorilla. Additionally, elephants have this really thick skin over much of their body plus a layer of fat and muscle that makes penetrating blows super difficult, and, not to mention, there's the psychological impact of confronting such a massive behemoth. In nature, conflicts between elephants and gorillas are actually pretty rare, since their diets and preferred habitats are different, but, where their ranges do overlap, like near waterholes or forest edges, the elephant's sheer weight, aggressive defense of its young, and those formidable tusks make it, honestly, the most plausible killer among land mammals for an adult gorilla. Cape buffalo have earned a reputation across Africa as among the most dangerous animals when angered. Much smaller than an elephant but still massively built, a buffalo can weigh half a ton or more and carries crescent-shaped horns that form a strong boss across the forehead, an organic battering device. Buffalo are also highly social and defend one another. A single buffalo is dangerous, but a herd can act as a coordinated killing machine. Against a gorilla, the most likely lethal scenario would involve multiple buffalo working together, flank, gore, and stomp. Whereas a gorilla's strength lies in grappling, throwing, and delivering crushing blows with arms, those tactics are far less effective when facing a horn aimed low and hard, or when multiple ungulates are moving with mass and momentum. A wedge of buffalo can pin and gore a smaller animal, and their hooves deliver blunt trauma capable of breaking bones. In grassy or forest edge habitat where a startled buffalo and an inquisitive gorilla might meet, the buffalo's horn and hoof combination and the advantage of numbers give it a realistic edge. A single male gorilla is physically powerful, but lions bring something different to the contest: cooperative hunting strategies and an intimate familiarity with bringing down large vertebrates. A lone gorilla could probably hold its own against one lion for a time, but, a coordinated pride, especially those females who are really skilled at ambush and target control, can surround, isolate, and wear down a prey animal. Lions use stealth, fast bursts of acceleration, and a lethal bite to the neck. Their claws and coordinated tactics tear into flanks and, honestly, quickly overwhelm large mammals. If a gorilla were isolated from the safety of its troop and, say, surprised at twilight or on the savanna-forest interface, a pride could definitely exploit that vulnerability. Importantly, lions are habitual killers of ungulates much larger than gorillas and possess both the killing technique and the team discipline to apply repeated, focused trauma until the target can no longer defend itself. Unlike many single combatants, a pride has complementary roles: stalkers, ambushers, and the final clamp and suffocate bite, a combination that could defeat a gorilla through attrition and tactical coordination. Hippos are deceptively lethal, largely aquatic, surprisingly fast on land for short bursts, and equipped with enormous blade-like canines that can slash with bone-breaking force. Their jaw gape and the velocity of a hippo's bite are built to inflict catastrophic wounds, and many hippo attacks on humans and other animals occur when an intruder gets too close to a riverbank or between a hippo and water. A gorilla that underestimated a feeding hippo or tried to cross a hippo's river could be met with a violent lunge, a clamp of those massive jaws, or even a devastating bite to the torso. Hippos also have thick hides and layers of muscle that really resist penetration. While gorillas are definitely more dexterous and can use tools or even throw objects, they just lack the protective armor and aquatic advantage the hippo enjoys. In a water-edge scenario, the hippo's combination of territorial aggression, lethal bite, and access to aquatic escape routes gives it a powerful advantage. The gorilla's options to fight or flee are, honestly, severely limited. Rhinos are evolutionary specialists for delivering blunt and piercing force with dizzying simplicity, a massive body behind a pointed horn designed to gore, push aside, and crush. A charging rhino can reach surprising speeds and uses momentum and its horn to impale or topple adversaries. Against a gorilla, the rhino's defense would likely be quick, brutal, and over before the gorilla could use its superior agility effectively. The rhino's hide is thick and the chest and shoulders are powerful anchors for a charging mass. A single horn strike to the midsection or skull can be fatal. Additionally, rhinos are not easily distracted. When threatened, they charge with minimal hesitation, which prevents a gorilla from using intelligence and maneuvering to create openings. Again, overlap between gorillas and rhinos is limited to certain parts of Africa, but where they coexist, a defensive charge or unprovoked defense of territory would almost certainly favor the rhino. Spotted hyenas are fascinating because their strength is not merely individual ferocity, but a suite of adaptations for endurance, bone-crushing jaws, and intricate social coordination. So, a single hyena is really no match for a healthy adult silverback, but hyenas, they operate in clans and can apply persistent harassment, isolate victims, and exploit wounds. Their jaws are able to crush long bones and rip through tough hides. And when multiple hyenas go for a target's limbs and flanks, the cumulative blood loss, infection risk, and structural damage can honestly overwhelm even a strong opponent. Against a gorilla, the most likely lethal scenario involves a clan pressuring an injured, isolated, or outnumbered individual. Hyenas can guard, mob, and wait while others harass. They are also opportunistic scavengers. A gorilla wounded in any other fight, for example, against an elephant or buffalo, could become prey to hyenas that arrive afterward. The hyena's advantage is therefore not in single-strike lethality, but in social persistence, mechanical crushing power, and strategic patience, qualities that have felled much larger herbivores in the African wild. It's important to close by acknowledging just why gorillas are so impressive, and why really, many of these hypothetical matchups depend on context. Gorillas possess extraordinary upper body strength, fine motor control, and enough intelligence to use tools, create defensive postures, and work cooperatively within their troop. A silverback directs group defense, can deliver devastating blows, and defends daughters and mates with ferocity. However, gorillas evolved to solve problems within the vertical world of trees and forest clearings, dominance over conspecifics, protection from predators mainly as a group, and feeding on fibrous plants and fruit. They are not specialized killers of enormous megafauna. They lack tusks, horns, crushing jaws, or armored bulk. When facing animals whose primary evolutionary investment is mass, weaponized horns, bone-crushing jaws, or coordinated pack tactics, the gorilla's strengths can be outmatched.